unhittable.
Chris is one of the best pitchers. He's not the best pitcher in the game right now.
Chris Sale is suited to do anything against anybody in any era.
Severino, the ball explodes out of his hand. Kershaw, ridiculous movement, ridiculous velocity.
Watching Scherzer pitch is like watching a game.
All weapons on display here from Steven Strasburg.
Thought that we would make it.
It is almost unfair. He couldn't even do that in a video game. You run out of ways to describe what he's doing.
And with that, let's bring you inside Studio 21 for our BBWAA Cy Young Awards show here on MLB Network. It's Greg Amsinger with my guys Al Leiter and Ron Darling. Awards week has been fun. To determine Rookie of the Year, it's like collective stats because they're all position players, offensive stats. It's really the narrative when it comes to the Manager of the Year. With Cy Young, is it not which pitching stat is most popular to the writer?
I think that's where we're kind of going, right? And what is that statistic when you really think about it? Because here we are in a day and age with uber levels of statistics that I don't even know the acronyms anymore, Roddy. But yeah, it comes down to what is it? Interesting enough, real quick, of the 6 finalists, 3 of them 200 innings or more.
Yeah, I think for me, the last 3 years we've done the show, I start to feel as though I've got so many factors and numbers to crunch each and every time. By the time I'm finished, I always come up with an answer yes for all of the finalists.
Well, real quick, what's your favorite pitching stat? What's number 1?
ERA.
ERA for me too.
Ooh, I wonder if that's going to play out. We have 2 words to give out. First is the American League. Let's again remind you of the 3 finalists. In his first full season in the majors, Luis Severino became the ace of the Yankees, leading the team with an ERA of 2.98. Wins with 14, strikeouts, innings pitched, you name it, he was the Yankees' best pitcher. The 23-year-old also made his first All-Star appearance in 2017. The Red Sox ace Chris Sale, a Cy Young finalist for just the 2nd time in his career. The Super Southpaw led baseball in innings pitched and strikeouts with a whopping 308. He was the 2nd Red Sox pitcher to ever reach 300 Ks and first AL pitcher since Pedro Martinez at 313 in 1999. The 3rd finalist is Indians ace Corey Kluber, who doesn't have as many innings or punch-outs as Sale, but he did pitch well down the stretch for his team, something Sale struggled with. Kluber did lead all of baseball in ERA, complete games, shutouts, and was tied with Clayton Kershaw with 18 victories. And we're pleased to be joined by 2 of the 3 finalists for your American League Cy Young Award. We got Corey Kluber and Luis Severino. Unfortunately, because of a prior commitment, Chris Sale was unable to join us. Corey, I want to begin with you. You won this award before. Take me back to early May. You're dealing with a back injury, ERA over 5. Did you think a season like this could actually come to fruition?
That was probably the furthest thing from my mind at that point in time. Honestly, I was just trying to get healthy and feel like I could go out there and contribute to help us win instead of putting us in a position behind more often than not.
Luis, this is Ron Darling. 2016 was a tough season. This year was a magical season. What was the biggest difference to you?
I think the biggest difference was the mechanic stuff and mixing my pitches with my changeup. I didn't have the changeup last year, so it's too difficult to be a starting pitcher with 2 pitches. So I work out my changeup and work out very good this year.
Corey, congratulations, by the way, guys. This is awesome for you. I'm curious. I was a guy that had a kind of a go-to pitch. It was a cutter. Corey, we talk about at length at this network. We do breakdowns on all of your pitches. Who taught you your slider? Did it come from some particular coach, or did it evolve over the years? Because at times it's unhittable.
It's kind of evolved. I first started throwing it in college. It was different than it is now. It's kind of one of those things where as I learned to cutter in a 2-seamer, I've tweaked some things to kind of play off of those, and it just kind of, I guess, morphed into what it is now. I'm not sure what I necessarily describe it as.
No one coach or anybody influenced you on it?
I mean, my college pitching coach, Garrett Quinn, is the one who taught me the grip, and it's pretty much the same. I throw it a little bit differently, but the grip's pretty consistent with what we learned then.
Luis, Al Leiter, hey, congrats. It's awesome that you're up here. I'm curious. I mean, Ronnie touched on it. You know, going into spring training this year in Tampa, you were competing for a 5th spot in the rotation. We know starting relieving last year, or at least in 16. Were you proving something to yourself or the organization or others that you actually could be a top-flight pitcher in Major Leagues?
Yeah, of course. I knew that's gonna be my last chance to be a starter. So, I went to the off season. I got some help from Pedro. He helped me a lot. And I worked hard on my stuff that I had to do, and I went to the spring training, to prove the fans and the Yankees organization that I can be a starter in the big leagues.
Corey, analytics are such a big part of what we do here. I'm wondering, one, if they play a part in what you do, considering that this year you threw less fastballs than you've ever thrown in your career and more breaking balls.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, for sure. I think that there's so much information out there that you kind of be foolish not to use it. But I also think that I've learned to kind of pick and choose what works for me, what information I do, like what I don't, and that's kind of led us down the road to where we're calling games the way that we are now.
Luis, you mentioned our guy Pedro Martinez, that he worked with you. What did you guys work on, and how did it impact the results on the field?
He saw me, making a bullpen, and my first 2 years, I used to push my hands out of my body, and he told me that if I can, eliminate that kind of help me with my mechanics and be more, more consistent with my pitches and my fastball, and we did that.
It seemed like it worked. A monster year for you, Luis Severino. We also got Corey Kluber here, Chris Sale, who will be your American League Cy Young Award winner. Guys, don't go anywhere. The results coming up momentarily here on MLB Network. Let's actually break these guys down. I want to start with the guy we couldn't talk to, unfortunately, and Chris Sale. Had a great year. The second half kind of it didn't go the way he wanted to go, but overall, he was money for the Red Sox.
Yeah, he has been. Listen, you go from the White Sox, he's in the heat of the American League East, strikes out over 300 guys. But you set it up nicely, Greg, because really up until, about mid-August or early August, we weren't only talking about Cy Young, we were talking about MVP. Right, I mean, if you look at this, every time we do something like Chris Sale, we look at this delivery, it's gunslinging, here's 95, 97, 98 miles an hour, and this is it. There's not a whole lot of trickery, folks. It's a high fastball coming at you with this devastating slider with a unique delivery. And I'll go into that because if you look at where he's coming from, way across his body, check this out. This is about at least a foot and a half across his body. Look, high in the baseball, and then watch where he comes out of. This is a low three-quarter slot that he learned in college in summer ball in Wisconsin. Look where he's coming from. I don't care, right-handed, left-handed batter, especially against a lefty. Look at this slider right here. Marte has no shot. So now we got the same look across his body. Looks like, where is he throwing? Are you kidding? Right here, Rosario with Minnesota. He's saying, is this going to go behind me? He's got fastball upstairs or slider. He's got to guess. 0-2 count upstairs, upper 90s. So there's the high heater. There's no chance right here on Dozier, the slider. So that's basically what he shows. But if you look at the slot here, that 97-ish fastball upstairs and then the slider, this is what he does. And I love what he does, Ronnie, because it's attack. All these guys that have superior stuff, as we're watching here with Kluber and Severino and certainly Sale, they command. They're constantly in attack mode. He's got awesome stuff.
Uncomfortable at bat.
Completely, 100%. Lefty or righty.
But would you say Corey Kluber presents an uncomfortable at bat for the opposition?
The most comfortable at bat against the right-hander in the American League. You're talking about power and precision. That's exactly what you get from Corey Kluber. We mentioned the analytics that he's throwing his fastball less, but one of the great things of his fastball is that he starts it off the plate, and he has so much movement that the hitter, when he recognizes his pitch, his first thought, off the plate. But the break and the way he controls how that ball moves, that it ends up in the strike zone. So what you see with a lot of the hitters on his fastball, he sets them up, they have to take it, and even one of the greatest of the greats, Cabrera, is called out on a strike three. Now his breaking pitch is probably the best breaking pitch I've seen from a right-hander since Dave Steve. I'll put David Cohn in that list, where when he's throwing it right, you honestly have no shot. He breaks it. It can be curveball-like, it can be slider-like, it can be cutter-like, but one of the things he does, and it's the reason he goes deep and pitches a lot of innings, despite missing a month this year, is he doesn't waste pitches. When he gets to the ninth, if he has you 0-2, 2-2, he's going to put you away. And with the ease, and I know it's not easy, and we just talked to Corey, it's not easy to do what he does, but boy, some days he makes it look easy.
Let me ask you a dumb question, because that's part of my job here. Corey answered your question.
And you're good at it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so nice of you. But he said the grip is still the same from what he learned in college. He throws it differently. You said curveball, kind of cutter-esque. Explain that. He throws it differently. The grip is still the same, but he throws it differently.
Because it's in the mind of the effort. So as you describe it, I say it's a slider, it's a curveball. You're right, because he changes speeds on it. I threw a slider that evolved to a cutter based on the effort and how hard you throw. And these guys are good enough where you start messing with the angle and your effort at the end, you got a different angle of the break, you got a different velocity. So even though it's a slider, it could be 3 pitches.
So back in college, he threw it one way probably. Now he throws it many different ways. That's kind of what we're discussing.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the power and precision is the ability to control the baseball and control its break. A lot of people can throw the ball and it breaks and it moves and it does this or that. Can control how much it breaks, where you want it to break, if you want it to break outside for a ball, if you want to throw it for a strike. That's where the key is, getting people out.
As for Luis Severino, he talked about his mechanics being a huge difference this year. You cover the Yankees for the S Network. Did you see a difference visually on the mound in 2017 for Severino compared to 2016?
You know, it's ever so slight, and truthfully what Luis was referring to is that you get in a sense where you start pushing the baseball. And for me, Luis has had the highest, greatest velocity of fastballs for starters with velo in the upper 90s. So when you have that kind of arm, and I've always said this, it's a blessing and a curse. To have the stuff of a Luis Severino, to average 97 plus and hit 100 often in a game, and you got a wipeout slider, you're really not conscious of where you're throwing at times. And therefore, you have a tendency to overthrow. And I don't care if you're throwing 95, 97, or 87, if you're middle of the plate, up, out, over, eventually Major League hitters will barrel it.
But it doesn't come out of nowhere. I was lucky enough to see Luis pitch in an August game last year against the Mets. He went 4 1/3 innings, no earned runs, 5 punch-outs, and in September of that year, out of the bullpen, only gave up 2 runs. It doesn't come out of nowhere. He started that train rolling late last year, and he brought it into this year.
He's only 23. He's 23 years old, already a finalist for the American League Cy Young. The future's bright for the ace of the New York Yankees. Will he win Cy Young this year? Corey Kluber, Chris Sale, Luis Severino. One name will be announced. You'll find out who's your Cy Young Award winner after the break.
Roster shakeups, big trades, free agent buzz. When it comes to off-season baseball coverage, Matt Vasgersian and Harold Reynolds are on the case. Hot Stove, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Every time you call on me, I drop what I do. You are my best friend and we've got some things to do.
If time is a measure of how good something is, then Evan Williams Bourbon has something really good going. Seriously good. Since 1783, Evan Williams has proven one thing, that a good bourbon is a smooth bourbon. Many years and many barrels later, people are still reaching for the smoothness of Evan Williams. That means something, doesn't it? Evan Williams, seriously good bourbon. And for more of a good thing, try the smooth flavor of Evan Williams Honey.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Can I help you?
I'm Ryan Hansen.
That literally means nothing to me.
I'm your new partner. Me and the other A-listers are supposed to be like Hollywood liaisons for the LAPD. I'm getting a badge.
No, he's not.
It's being discussed.
Hey, don't take a selfie with a dead body, please. Don't you need to be somebody to have a movie made about you?
You'd think, right? And television, forget about it. They're giving everyone a show now. Ugh.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me in the refrigerated section. Giovanni Ranapasta, share what's inside.
Intentional Time, weekdays at 5 on MLB Network. All Mad Dog, all week, all off-season. On MLB Network's High Heat, weekdays at 1 Eastern.
Hey, man, let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it into center field. Could be trouble.
Go, 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 go.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
This is the year we go all the way. Things couldn't be looking better for the Tribe.
This team has completely lost its focus.
Major League 2, Thursday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network's Bleacher Features. The big bats, the big gloves, the big men in the big moments. Don't miss the BBWAA MVP Awards, Thursday at 6 Eastern, exclusively on MLB Network.
The race for the American League Cy Young Award gets more and more interesting. Corey Kluber is the best pitcher in the American League.
Corey Kluber, dominating performance.
Chris Sale, I mean, what do you say about a guy? Absolute domination.
300 strikeouts for Chris Sale.
Luis Severino, it's the evolution of an ace.
I mean, Severino's had a nice year.
They think he should be in the top 3 for Cy Young, and this is his chance.
It's going to be that close. You are splitting hairs with the way they dominated the whole year.
I'm back here with Jack O'Connell, the Secretary-Treasurer of the BBWA. Before we get to the announcement, do any of these finalists, especially for this award, Cy Young, have they ever contacted a writer, a voter, and go, hey, what are you guys looking for?
Oh, absolutely. Randy Johnson contacted me once and wanted to know, is it more important how you finish the season or how you begin the season? Well, he was a great finisher. He won this award 5 times. But there are plenty of pitchers and players on the other awards that are very interested, and they will contact writers and ask them what the criterion is.
Wow, good info. Okay, now it's time for the ultimate information. Who's going to win the Cy Young in the American League? Jack, take it away.
The American League Cy Young Award race was a runaway for Corey Kluber, who was listed first on 28 of the 30 ballots and second on the other 2 to win for the second time in 4 years. The other 2 first-place votes went to the runner-up, Chris Sale, who was second on the other 28 ballots. Kluber is the 19th pitcher to have won the Cy Young Award more than once, including the late Roy Halladay.
Jack, thank you very much. Corey Kluber, as you hear some cheers in the background. Kluber with 28 first-place votes, a dominant performance, over 200 total points over Chris Sale. Severino finished 3rd, Carlos Carrasco 4th, and Justin Verlander finished 5th. Your American League Cy Young Award winner in 2017, Corey Kluber. Corey, congratulations. The second time you won this award. What does this one mean to you?
You know, I think that they're both obviously extremely special. This one, I guess, you know, it just another notch in the belt. I think I heard 19 people, so it's definitely pretty special.
Corey, congratulations, and Greg alluded to it. This is your second Cy Young Award, and I'm curious, as you evolve, as you get a little older, the moxie of a pitcher gets better and better, and your second half as you went down from after your injury was phenomenal. Is there something you could take from this year, now being a 2-time award winner, as you move forward into next spring and on?
No, I think it's just a constant learning experience. You know, this year I dealt with a little bit more physically than I had in the past, and you know, you kind of learn how to deal with those different ups and downs and manage them throughout the course of a year. You know, I think that there's different things that pop up for everybody, every player, every pitcher throughout the course of the year, and you know, like I said, you're always trying to learn from those experiences.
You know, most of the great pitchers I've known, Corey, know they can't do it alone. Is this a win not only for you, but also for the Cleveland Indians?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, you know, obviously there's numerous people throughout the organization who are key to everybody's success. You know, I think that first and foremost, you know, catchers, teammates, coaching staff, I mean, the people that we're with every day. It might be an individual award, but it's definitely a lot of people that go into those successes.
I heard people cheering in the background. I gotta believe there's a Cy Young party for Corey Kluber tonight. Am I onto something, Corey?
I mean, there's a couple people over, but nothing too crazy. I think you guys know me better than that.
We do. We know you well. You're a great pitcher. Corey Kluber, congratulations on your second career Cy Young Award.
Thank you very much.
Congrats. There you have him. The ace of the Cleveland Indians does it again. Not a huge shocker, like you said, Al. His second half was monstrous. Corey Kluber's your Cy Young Award winner in the AL. After the break, our NL Award. That's next.
Welcome to the nerd life. Do you like numbers? We can talk analytics all we want. MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan. The off-season is here. There's so much to learn. Weekdays at 4 Eastern on MLB Network. Welcome to the nerd life.
Together, we make the holidays hassle-free and put our holiday budgets to work. We find new ways to chase away the cold, pass down our family recipes in double batches, and put in less work to welcome more family. We stock up on everyone's favorites, make room for more guests, and we gather where we always do. Together, we make everyone feel at home. Get the lowest prices of the year with 40% off major appliances like the Samsung Kitchen Suite. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Wendy's new chicken tenders are perfectly crispy and tender, and with a new side of awesome sauce, they're even better. So now the question is, to dip or not to dip? For a limited time, try the new chicken tenders with fries and a drink for just $5. Only at Wendy's.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But while some push high-commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some advisors have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management.
The Falcon Azenas FK450 features an advanced tread compound with asymmetric rib and block tread design for quick reaction and maneuverability, while wide shoulder blocks provide enhanced cornering. For uncompromised performance, get the Falcon Azenas FK450.
Introducing Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness.
At Sam Adams, we salute those people who did that thing. Built that thing, tried that thing, messed that thing up, then tried it again. For all the people who believe in going for it, failing, improving, who do their thing the same way we do ours. Because life isn't about whether your glass is half full or half empty. It's about filling it up. Sam Adams, fill your glass.
Where do we keep the sauce for the new Western barbecue bacon cheeseburger?
Go west, son, where the bacon comes thick cut and the barbecue sauce flows like the raging waters of the Yukon.
What?
Left in the fridge.
The new Western barbecue bacon cheeseburger, $5 lunch.
Welcome to Dairy Queen. It's time to see who's award-worthy on the 2017 Esurance MLB Awards Show. See how your votes stack up for the best players and the biggest moments of the season. The Esurance MLB Awards Show, Friday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
It's the acclaimed series that brings our national pastime's greatest to life. Baseball, directed by award-winning documentarian Ken Burns. The fate of millions is spoiled by scandal until a babe, a national heirloom, is born. Tonight at 9 Eastern on MLB Network. Live baseball continues in November on MLB Network with the Arizona Fall League. See the next wave of Major League phenoms in action for the Arizona Fall League Championship. Watch it Saturday at 3 Eastern on MLB Network.
Who is the front-runner for NL Cy Young?
A lot of good names out there. I think Kershaw is going to win. That's a pretty good number, sure.
Oh, he's amazing.
Pound for pound, round for round, king I stand, legend for legend, it's on the line, God and man, whoever can get it, come on, cause I'm ready, I'll lay you all down, that's the same, as soon as they let me build it.
This guy has been unbelievable. He's helped his team affect the game. You got a guy that has unbelievable stuff. He is a stud.
That's the guy I said I want to start my rotation with.
Who's going to take home this hardware? I'm telling you what, Scherzer, Kershaw, Strasburg, it's stuff. I mean, some of the best stuff that we've seen in a long time in the game.
I think one of the great parts of it, they've all come through it a different way. Kershaw has just been magnificent his whole time. Scherzer has moved along a little bit and moved to different teams, and Strasburg has been this prodigy that you're waiting for to blossom.
This is not going to be a blowout like we saw. Like Kluber ran away with in the American League. We're expecting a nail biter. Once again, let's just revisit the finalists for your National League Cy Young Award. Really the great Clayton Kershaw joining a very exclusive club by winning his 4th Cy Young. For the 6th time in the last 7 seasons, the Dodgers ace is a finalist for this honor. He led the National League in wins and ERA, marking his 5th career ERA title. Now, for the first time in his career, Steven Strasburg is a Cy Young finalist. The Nationals right-hander who finished his 8th season in the big leagues went 15-4 with a sparkling 2.52 ERA. Strasburg also racked up over 200 punch-outs and around 175 innings pitched. We've seen this guy on the show before. Max Scherzer is in search of his 3rd career Cy Young and 2nd in a row after winning 16 games this season and leading the NL with 268 strikeouts. Scherzer posted a career-best 2.51 ERA, and we are excited to be joined by all 3 finalists for the NL Cy Young Award. We got Max Scherzer in the middle. Right side of your screen is Steven Strasburg, and I promise behind that guy is Clayton Kershaw. There he is. There he is.
With a haircut.
I like it. I like it. All right, Max, I want to start with you. Watching you compete is so much fun. You look like you have something to prove, even though you're this decorated ace. What drives Max Scherzer at this stage of his career?
It's just going out there and trying to win. For us, we want to go out there and try to win a World Series, and you have to try to go out there and prove that every single time you take the mound. And that's just something I take it part of myself to go out there and compete and try to do the best.
Hey, Clayton, it's Ron Darling. It seems like every year we're here with you. And I wanted to ask you about your team, the Dodgers, because for the first time ever in the middle of summer, I was scoreboard watching as you guys went 43-7 and 50 games. What was that like?
Yeah, it's a special team we got to play on. Obviously this year wasn't exactly how we wanted it to end, but we had a great run, and it was a really special team. Just a group of guys that we had, and starting with Doc all the way down, it was a really fun group to be a part of, and thankful we're going to get another crack at it next year.
Steven, just watching this threesome right here with Clayton Kershaw and your buddy Max. I'm curious as to going down the stretch, looking at the numbers. Historically, your second half was one of the best in the history. I know you had a little elbow injury, but when you came back, I mean, the ERA under 1, was there something that you were conscious of doing maybe a little differently as you finished out the season?
Just kept trying to build off of, what I did in the first half. Sometimes you can, the ball bounces your way, and it just seemed to bounce my way a little bit more in the second half. But, I still try to approach each start the same way.
A phenomenal second half, and congratulations to all of you. Clayton, I'm curious, you've been on this show several times, and you got a lot of hardware, but we know about your back. Last year, you spent some DL time. This year, missed August. I am wondering, because I was a guy that didn't always have 100%, and you always had some kind of ailment. When you came back, was there kind of part of your process and routine between your starts that your back was something where you had to be conscious of? Was it a pitch? Were you careful or not? Or was it not even an issue?
No issue. Yeah, just, I think, ever since last year, I've done a pretty decent job as far as maintaining my back and doing everything I need to do just to make sure it's healthy. And had a little bit of a hiccup this year, but yeah, once I came back, I was 100% ready to go.
Max, I can tell you I'm very disappointed that there's no boats and bathing suits this year. I really appreciated that last year. But I was wondering, you also had some nagging injuries down the stretch this year. How tough was it to pitch through those?
I feel like I had nagging injuries the whole year, and it was just a matter of trying to fight through them the whole year just to stay on the mound. Some of those things were kind of out of my control, but it's one of those things you just got to do your work in the training room and keep going out there. And even if you're not quite 100%, just go out there and take the ball and give it everything you got.
Steven, I'll never forget 8 years ago, your first start against the Pirates, the 14 strikeouts. It was incredible to watch. How have you evolved from that pitcher 8 years ago?
gotten 8 years older, really. I think I've really tried to learn as much as I can, and I've been very blessed to have pitching coaches over the years that have been really instrumental in my development. Steve McCaddy, and then even Mike Maddox as well over the last couple of years. Being professional isn't just showing up, and you really got to put in the work, in the film room and in the weight room, and really come up with a good game plan. And I feel like I've started to get a better idea how to do that.
Max, I got to ask, we've talked about Steven Strasburg's stuff for a long time. As a rotation mate, to see it up close, it's jaw-dropping, right?
Oh, it's so much fun to watch him pitch. That's the beauty. I get to pitch once every 5 days, and then I get to watch him pitch once every 5 days as well. To watch him be able to go out and how he continues to keep getting better, keep doing little things different. Like this year, he decided to pitch out of the stretch, and watching how that benefited him, and just watch how he could sequence guys. I mean, he's got one of the best curveballs in the game and the best changeup in the game. So the way he goes about his business, it was fun to watch, and that's why he had such a great second half, and why everybody should really remember that.
And Steven, you heard a lot about Mad Max Scherzer coming over before he was a National. Did he exceed all of your expectations once he was your teammate?
Yeah, absolutely. The things he's done in D.C., I just hope D.C. fans really appreciate it, because it's not that easy. And, I think they're a little spoiled in there, and then I'm spoiled too to, have a guy like that in the clubhouse that I can, watch and how he goes about his business and just try and pick up every little thing.
Clayton, is there another Kershaw family party? Like, how many people are in there? I always want to know how many relatives are at your location right now.
Yeah, we're a little subdued right now. We're not subdued, but a little bit less than years past. So, I still got my buddies here and still got family here, but we're cautiously optimistic, but we think that we might get second fiddle this year. So we're just going to hang out and check out and see.
All right. Well, you're not alone. Many people are doing the same thing. Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg. Guys, thank you so much. Stay close. We're going to find out who's going to take home the National League Cy Young Award. Will it be Kershaw's fourth? Will it be Strasburg's first? Or will Scherzer do it again for the third time in his career? The announcement is coming up on MLB Network.
The offseason is on MLB Network with an all-star lineup led by baseball's only offseason morning show. It's Game On, 24/7, 365 on MLB Network.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she had to buy lots of groceries. While she was shopping for organic fruits and veggies, burglars broke into her shoe. They stole her kids' mountain bikes and tablets along with her new juice press. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped her with homeowners insurance. She got full replacement on the stolen goods and started a mountain bike juice delivery service. Call Geico and see how affordable homeowners insurance can be.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, isn't it time to let the real you shine through? Maybe it's time for Otezla, Apremilast. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clearer skin is achievable after just 4 months, with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Tell your doctor if these occur. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Other side effects include upper respiratory tract infection and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ask your dermatologist about Otezla today. Otezla, show more of you.
13-hour smoked brisket from a fast food place doesn't make sense. But this is Arby's. We don't make sense. We make sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
If you've been turned down for a mortgage because of credit or tax return issues, Cash Call Mortgage now has credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs. Just call 855-890-CASH and we'll work with you to find a solution to your mortgage issues.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me in the refrigerated section. Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
The art of building a championship. From creating a blockbuster trade.
Everybody's happy here. It's a win-win.
To inking a big free agent signing.
This is going to be a big pickup. I know the fans would love it.
It's all part of how GMs try to craft a winning team.
These young GMs are in there, and they're not afraid to make changes to the club.
Now, see which teams could use some finishing touches as spring training draws near.
If you tinker a little bit, you got a contending type of team.
MLB Tonight, next, only on MLB Network.
The big bats, the big gloves, the big men in the big moments. Don't miss the BBWAA MVP Awards, Thursday at 6 Eastern, exclusively on MLB Network.
Determining the Cy Young Award has become more challenging with the advent of all these new analytics.
I like longevity. I like the guys that are able to do it for 6 months.
The quantity is big for me, the innings pitched, because generally I think if someone's pitching the 220, 230 innings, the quality is going to be there.
Scherzer banned 268 this season, and that led the National League.
I think you have to go with a blend. It's tricky, but do you take the guy who's pitched an extra 20 innings of a maybe wasn't as good, but he gave his team another 20 innings?
Honestly, I don't think I look at the win totals at all.
I couldn't even tell you how many wins Chris Sale or Corey Kluber or Clayton Kershaw had.
There's some value in a guy being around long enough to pick up a win, pitching well enough to give his team a chance to win.
The starts, the innings pitched, and everything that comes with it, that's what stands out for me.
I think wins are huge, and that's why Rick Porcello won that Cy Young Award last year.
A win to me is still a big thing. 20 wins means a lot.
And that used to be a big deal, but it should not really matter. We have so many numbers out of our hands now. We should be using them.
Strikeouts to walks.
ERA to me is the most important stat.
I think it's interesting to look at FIP and ERA plus.
In the case of the National League, for instance, hey, we also have Clayton Kershaw has done.
Kershaw strikes out his 13th.
We've seen starting pitchers go 160, 170, and their work is so much superior to the best, say, 210-inning pitcher that he is the worthy choice.
When you have to put your foot on the gas pedal in September and you go on a streak, I think that does say something.
A 5-hit shutout for Kluber.
We know more now. We are able to break down players in a better way now, and that only helps the quality of the voting.
Now I'm really confused. I don't know who should win the Cy Young. Three very worthy candidates, Kershaw, Scherzer, Strasburg. One guy does have the answer. Let's get a sabermetric view of the Cy Young race with Brian Kenny of MLB Now.
All right, Greg, thank you. The case for Cy Young in the National League is pretty clear analytically, but there is a bit of a wrinkle. Let's do some digging in. There are a number of pitchers who figure into the final analysis. Steven Strasburg, Zach Greinke, Robbie Ray all had excellent seasons, but we can streamline this to the final two. It does come down to Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. Here's how they match up. The main thing, obviously, is that Kershaw's injuries kept him to just 175 innings, a full 25 fewer than Scherzer. Kershaw's ERA is better, 2.31 to 2.51, but when you park adjust it and go to ERA minus, where the lower number is better, it's almost a dead heat. Scherzer's run prevention is about the same, and with 25 more innings. So Max is on top. Now, there are other factors. A team's defense figures into this, so keeping the ball out of play matters a great deal. But it is Scherzer who is on top here, too. He had the best strikeout percentage in the league among starters. And because Kershaw allowed more home runs, Scherzer actually has the better fielding independent pitching. So this one's easy. Max Scherzer is the best season for a starter in the National League. But I said starter. What about the guys in the pen? Leader of the bullpen pack is Kenley Jansen. The Dodgers relief ace had a historic season, a 1.32 ERA, 109 strikeouts, and just 7 walks. Truly absurd numbers. However, he did that throwing just 68 1/3 innings. Is that enough? Well, the answer we give is no. But be aware, there is another way of looking at it. Win probability added is a cumulative stat, meaning you build on it all season. And even with that big disadvantage in innings pitched, Kenley Jansen, by pitching high leverage in the late innings, added more win probability to his team than every other pitcher in the National League. That means something, enough to consider the possibility, even if in the final analysis we go with Max Scherzer and his 200 innings. Greg, back to you.
BK, thanks. No offense to Brad Hand. He had a great year. But if Brad Hand is ahead of Clayton Kershaw in any stat, we throw that stat out the window, right? Kinda?
I mean, you have to. To me, there was a day when pitchers would throw routinely out of the bullpen 140, 150 innings, then maybe you can look at it. But when you think of closers and relief pitchers today, they throw 70 innings and maybe 70 relief appearances. That's 70 innings out of 1,450. Not enough for me.
No.
I thought you were going to say you were more confused after BK.
No, I like where he was going. Then I saw Kenley Jansen blowing everyone out of the water. Zach Britton can't be a finalist for Cy Young. A couple of years ago, the war over 4, when Porcello won, then there's no chance Kenley Jansen can be. All right, let's talk about the guys. Okay, Max Scherzer. Battled some injuries, but a career-best ERA. Did you look at his season as a career year for Max Scherzer?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways. I mean, look, he's already got a couple Cy Youngs, and Ronnie, you alluded to last year when he was, when we were standing right here. Yeah, we remember that, Max Scherzer. That was awesome. Hope you had a great time. But I have to go to this. After that, he was one of 6 that have won a Cy Young in both leagues. Gaylord Perry, Roger Clemens, Cy Young in both. Our own Pedro Martinez. You're talking about a pedigree of these guys right here. Randy Johnson in both leagues. You know where he's at. And boy, the late Roy Halladay also did it with Toronto and the Phillies. But this is what I like. I mean, there's emotion. There's effort. Watch his look. It was like... He grunts. It's like, I show emotion. There's moments. I get it. Sometimes people don't, when you're not supposed to show emotion, you're playing chess. I love this stuff. Remember in Miami, he had the no-hitter. He's walking around all crazy. I love it. This is what he's got, guys. I mean, it is a here it is, hit it. He's got the explosive fastball. We said it led to the National League with the strikeouts. 97, 98. Here it is, upstairs. Guess what? Uncle Charlie, little slider, changes speeds on it. Awesome. But there's an effort. Just watch his effort in his delivery. It's kind of a here it is, you can't hit it. To me, this is the equalizer for all guys. If you can have a third pitch, he's not afraid to throw it to righties. Look at this changeup, Ronnie. 84 miles an hour. Fastball 98, a wipeout slider, and oh, by the way, I have a great changeup. So, Greg, I have to say, based on the numbers, look, his numbers this year in a few categories, ERA, WHIP, opponent's batting average against, is better than what he won last year. What he won. Yeah. So, splitting hairs, what a year he had.
Isn't it amazing his mechanics were messed with? In a day and age where everybody's cookie cutter in terms of mechanics, they left him alone, and thank goodness. You can say the same thing for Clayton Kershaw, right?
Well, you can, and I think he has such a unique motion in how he goes to the plate. But when you look at just pure stuff, right? When you break down his stuff, when he first came to the major leagues 10 seasons ago, he didn't have this slider. And very much like Corey Kluber we were talking about earlier in the show, it's a different kind of slider at times. He can throw it to both sides of the plate. Sometimes it's a bigger break, sometimes it's smaller, but he gets outside of that baseball very well, just like you did in your day, Al Leiter. And the curveball is so unique. It reminds me of something from the 60s. He kind of casts it out there. The ball almost seems to go up before it comes down. No one else in the game throws that curveball, and every time you do a game that Clayton Kershaw's pitching, you can't wait to see it early and often. But this is the big part. See the pause with the foot. If you're a golfer, they call it setting the club. If you set the club after that, the ball can only go in the right place. He sets that foot down, and that pause reboots his entire mechanics, so the ball could only go one place where he wants it to go.
Wow, okay. Is it more important, as you look at the numbers for Clayton Kershaw and his ERA titles, what's more important, how you start or how you finish?
It's how you finish.
You both starting pitchers. That's how you finish?
Yeah.
Okay, of all the guys on this show, the 6 finalists, who finished the best? It's not even close. Steven Strasburg was the most dominant pitcher in the second half.
Well, he was the most dominant pitcher, and also, someday they're going to take the entire year into a collection of the entire year to think about the Cy Young. You and I talked about it. You said, hey, there's a lot of guys that don't get a chance to pitch in the postseason. But you know what? If you are on the fence and a guy has a postseason like Strasburg had, you might move him up.
Wait till after the postseason, Ronnie.
There you go.
Well, that's the other point. His ERA wasn't terrible in the first half. It was over 3. Strasburg, I'm not saying he's going to win, but he's going to get more votes than I think people expect. At the moment, it feels like a Scherzer-Kershaw 2-horse race, but that second half was so unique. Closest thing we've seen, I mean, Jake Arrieta had the monster second half a couple years ago. Strasburg's was even par with that.
So if he gets more votes, does that hurt Max?
That's a good point.
Who knows?
That's a good point.
Let's go find out.
After a break. I like how you think, Al Leiter. Yes, we've got 3 guys patiently standing by. Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and yes, Jack O'Connell, the BBWA, will let him know who's taking home the hardware after this on MLB Network.
Offbeat.
I'm raring to go, flying.
Off script.
What are you telling me?
All off season.
This is the big stage. Show some guts.
He's the mad dog, Christopher Russo. And he's bringing the high heat. Weekdays at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
Heineken has been family-owned since 1873. They know about tradition. My favorite tradition? You shouldn't have. Exchanging gifts. I actually bought these myself. There's more behind the star.
For $5, you can get whatever the Taco Randomizer Quiero into a box.
Taco Guacarito Supreme.
Or you can get a real meal. Charbroiled double cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, fries, drink, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals. Only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
New Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. Balanced, nutritious, and delicious. With 22 grams of protein, savory vegetables, quinoa and cashews. Together in perfect harmony. New Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. This is fit.
I love you so much. We're going to be best friends forever. Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Can I help you?
I'm Ryan Hansen.
That literally means nothing to me.
I'm your new partner. Me and the other A-listers are supposed to be like Hollywood liaisons for the LAPD. I'm getting a badge.
No, he's not.
It's being discussed.
Hey, don't take a selfie with a dead body, please. Don't you need to be somebody to have a movie made about you?
You'd think, right? And television, forget about it. They're giving everyone a show now. Ugh.
MLB Tonight, coming up next, only on MLB Network. Roster shakeups, big trades, free agent buzz. When it comes to off-season baseball coverage, Matt Vasgersian and Harold Reynolds are on the case. Hot Stove, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. To life. Baseball, directed by award-winning documentarian Ken Burns. The fate of millions is spoiled by scandal until a babe, a national heirloom, is born. Tonight at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
Nalar and Rose are fired up for the off-season.
Off-season vacation, here we come! Yeah! Whoa, Kev, keep your shirt on. We still have a show to do.
Intentional Talk, all off-season on MLB Network.
who do you think should win the National League Cy Young?
Steven Strasburg. What he did the last 2 months of the regular season, sub-1 ERA. This guy's lights out.
So I think Kershaw's got a really good argument. He's going to have a lower ERA.
ERA is the most important statistic. It's pitching.
I think Kershaw is going to win. Scherzer and Kershaw have a lot of similar numbers.
Max Scherzer.
Runaway Cy Young Award winner. I just see Scherzer as the best guy from start to finish.
Wipe out slider, great stuff, and absolutely dominating.
Back here with Jack O'Connell of the BBWAA. Earlier in the show, you were talking about a Randy Johnson phone call about what you guys, the writers, care about. Who finished second that year to the big unit?
It was his own teammate in Phoenix, Kurt Schilling.
Ah, well, we have teammates atop this year's results. Only one way to find out. Jack, take it away.
For the second year in a row, the National League Cy Young Award winner is Max Scherzer, the 6th National League pitcher to have won in consecutive seasons. One of the others is Clayton Kershaw, who was the runner-up this time. Scherzer received 27 of the 30 first-place votes, with the other 3 going to Kershaw. Scherzer, who also won in the American League in 2013, is the 10th pitcher to have won the Cy Young Award at least 3 times. Again, one of the others is Clayton Kershaw.
Jack, thank you very much. He does it again. Back-to-back Cy Youngs for Max Scherzer. 201 total points. Not as close as we expected, just 126 for Clayton Kershaw. Strasburg 3rd. Zach Greinke finished 4th. And there you go, BK. Kenley Jansen finished 5th in the Cy Young. But there he is, your 2017 National League Cy Young Award winner, Max Scherzer. Max, once again, congratulations. You talked about earlier in the show, you battled, some ailments this year. You weren't totally 100%. Does it make this award and this achievement that much sweeter to you?
It does. Considering when you go all the way back to spring training, I was behind the entire time of I didn't even think I was going to start the season on time. And the fact that we were able to rush through it and be able to get to start the season basically on time, we were so thankful for that. So just the injuries across the season, really got to give thanks. This is the time to give thanks to the medical staff. Paul, Johnny Sue, Greg, Dale, all those guys, Dr. West. They did such a tremendous job of keeping me on the field and making sure that I can go out there and compete every single time. So you're right. There is something to it that matters most.
Max, last year I was lucky enough to present you with the Cy Young Award. We can make this a yearly date, man, every year. We can just meet there in a tuxedo, and I can hand it over to you.
I won't say no.
Can I do it? Max.
Ron's got a good thing going.
You know what, Max? I just did a little tape on you, and there's so many things to love about you, the way you go about your business, but I love the fact that you look like you're having a ball. I mean, good, bad, and different, your intensity. I mean, is that something that just has always been in you? Are you aware of what you're doing during the game? Crazy stuff?
I like sometimes I'm not even aware. I mean, I think the clip where I was just completely mouthing every 4-letter word in the book, that was actually me just going through an injury, and I could start feeling the pain coming through. And I've been in those situations before that you have to absolutely go through the pain. You got to be at 100%, otherwise that's how you get hurt. And so that was one of those moments where you just got to completely go nuts and just go through the pain, and so that you don't hurt yourself. So that's kind of sometimes what brings that about.
Here's a cool moment, Max. Someone wants to say something directly to you. Steven, go ahead.
Maxie, congratulations. You earned it. It was really fun to watch, and can't wait to get back out here in spring training. Good luck with the baby, too.
That's awesome, right? Steven, thank you. So wait.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is this your first child? You're days away, weeks away? What's the story?
Yeah, here in a week, my wife's due, so little Brooke's going to be coming on the way. So yeah, this is an exciting time for us. So we're really pumped. We're actually thinking we might actually be in the hospital tonight. So
wow,
glad we're not.
Oh my goodness, lots going on in the Scherzer household. Max, congratulations, another Cy Young. Well done.
Congratulations. All right, thank you.
All right, there you have them. I have one question. This was last year. I think this is hard to top.
Yeah.
This is how he celebrated last year. That's hard to top. Did he come close this year? You know what? That's pretty good. You're in a room. Here comes his wife.
Oh.
Max, he finds a way to surprise us. He really does. Your NL Cy Young Award winner. We're going to put a bow on this show after the break.
These are the plays of
over the rails.
Sacrifice. And sheer will.
Diving over Molina.
The Capital One Premier Plays of the Year. Sunday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
The best player in baseball. There's not one facet of the game that he's not great at.
Choix has been absolutely stellar.
This guy has been the model of consistency.
Rivera's doing some special things for Cleveland.
Better be put on top of 85. Here comes the judge. No one had a more historic first half.
Carlos Stanton stood out.
This man right here, Stanton, it's remarkable when you have this kind of ability.
Goldschmidt having another MVP caliber year.
He does everything on a baseball field that you would want, kind of a model player.
Votto having a year comparable to his MVP season.
The best hitter in the game of baseball.
And if he's not at the top of everybody's MVP list, there shouldn't be a list.
MVP! MVP! We're going to find out over the next 60 minutes. Welcome inside Studio 21 to the BBWA MVP show on MLB Network. It's Greg Amsinger, my friends Tom Verducci and Harold Reynolds. Okay, so we've had awards week.
Yes.
And this is the main event.
Oh, I love it. I mean, to be able to do this show, amazing. Now, I can't believe Mike Trout's not in this. This is the first time, it seems like forever. But we have a cast of characters. Power, average, guys that run, I mean, switch hitter, put it all together. I don't know who's going to win. Flip a coin on this tonight, both leagues.
This is going to be good. Now, before we go any further, though, we should talk about suggested criteria, because these ballots do come with some directions. The voters are actually asked to follow these criteria. Actual value of a player to his team, the strength, offense, defense, number of games played, about general character, disposition, loyalty, and effort, and all players are eligible. Yes, even DHs. They're people too.
Right.
But we should remind people as well, this is a regular season award. Postseason play does not factor in. Ballots are in before the postseason starts.
We have 2 awards to hand out. Let's begin with the National League. Only one of our 3 NL MVP finalists comes from a playoff team. Paul Goldschmidt led the Diamondbacks to the division series after hitting .297 with an on-base over .400. Goldie, who battled injuries this year, finished with 36 home runs, 120 RBIs, and 18 stolen bases. Now, baseball's home run king of 2017 is an MVP finalist. Giancarlo Stanton was finally healthy. It showed. He led the NL at homers, RBIs, and slugging percentage. He set career highs in almost every offensive category for a Marlins team that finished the year 77 and 85. Stanton isn't the only MVP finalist from a team that was below 500. Joey Votto is in search of his second career MVP award after finishing 2017 with the league's top on-base percentage and OPS. In 162 games played this year, Votto hit 36 homers, 100 RBIs. Listen to this. He struck out 82 times. That's 37 fewer strikeouts compared to last year. And we're pleased to be joined by all 3 NL MVP finalists. Joey Votto is actually located in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame Museum right now. We got Giancarlo Stanton in the middle of your screen, and of course, Paul Goldschmidt. Guys, congratulations on great seasons. Thanks for taking the time to join us. And Goldie, I want to begin with you. Last year, you were on a team that lost more than 90 games. You still had a great year. This year, you were a team that was in position to go to the playoffs. Did those games feel different to you come September in 2017?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, you're going for the playoff race. You know, honestly, it makes the individual stuff a lot easier because you're not really worried about your own stats, and you know, you have that adrenaline because you know how important the games are, and you know, it's just a lot more fun.
Greg, should we just work down the board? All right, I'll go to Mr. Stanton. Mr. Stanton, chasing 60 home runs, man. You were putting on a show. So I asked you this, down the stretch, Donnie led you off a couple games to try to get you there. Did you expand your strike zone a little bit? Did you chase? What were you trying to do to get to 60?
Yeah, those last couple of games, I came out of myself a little bit. You know, I say it was very inconsistent. One at bat, I'd be locked in. The other, I'd be swinging at everything. But it was a fun ride. It was a fun chase and a good challenge for myself. So I enjoyed it for sure.
Hey, Joey Votto, got to put you on the spot right here. You've had a lot of great seasons in the major leagues, but this year, wow, more RBIs than strikeouts this year. You ambushed pitchers with 11 first pitch home runs. Listen, all the years you've had there this year, is this year the best season that you've had all around as an offensive player?
I think so. I think that cutting down the strikeouts and still hitting for power was something that was difficult to do. I intentionally made that change, and I was concerned I was going to miss out on other parts of my offensive game, but they ended up showing up, so I was really satisfied with the season.
Hey, Paul Goldschmidt, I want to talk to you about clutch hitting. You've done it your whole career. You're about 22 points higher with runners in scoring position. This year, 365. Tell us about your approach. When there's somebody out there, second base, third base, what's your approach?
You know, honestly, I try to do the same thing when nobody's on base. You know, I feel like early on in my career, you get that guy in scoring position. You want to get him in so bad. You want to, help your team score a run, or you want to be the guy that drives them in. And, I'd lose the strike zone and be too aggressive and, miss some of my pitches. So kind of, a trigger for me is just close my eyes and honestly pretend like no one's on base. And that way I don't get, too excited in that situation.
I got to talk to the man I think's the best